Hi, good day, Joe here over at Willie Cottage. I say good day only because it could be any time of the day for you, so by the time you watch this video. So it's lunchtime for me-ish, and I can smell pot of soup going in the house as well because it's been so cold here. We've just got through Storm Debbie. Oh, everywhere's sogging. So this week's a little bit different. I'm doing a spindle video today because I don't do them very often. It's a really good present to get as an introduction, especially when you've got Christmas coming up now and you're wondering what to get somebody, and obviously a spinning wheel's far too expensive, and it's how I started off, and I've really only delved in it a little bit. There's not a great deal to spindles, but there's lots of different types of spindles that you can use. So when I first did the demo, I used my very old drop spindle, the first spindle that I ever used when I learned to spin with wool. This week, and there's a part reason which I'll explain as I go through, we're talking about the Turkish spindle. There we go. So this is my wooden one. It is from Cat and Bird, I think, and it's a UK maker anyway. She's a UK woodworker. Cat and Sparrow. Wood. It's in a, is it a black wood or a rosewood? But it's got loads of detail, and I love things like that, and it comes off really, really well. So Turkish spindle is quite an old type of spindle, and it's mostly because it was so collapsible and portable that you could take it anywhere. Okay, and if you had yarn on it, you could literally just take the spindle shaft out the top of it, and your ball gets wrapped on there. It looks like a little turtle, a lot of people refer to it as, and then you take it apart and you slide out your yarn from inside, yarn ball from inside there, slide out your yarn ball from inside there, and then you end up with a centre pill ball, and then you literally just ply it on your spindle as you're going. But it's such a portable thing that they were mostly used through nomadic tribes, probably talking North Africa, Turkey, sort of those sort of areas, the Arabs, the goat herders and that sort of people. So this is where this has come from, the Turkish spindle. Always usually made from wood, but this day and age a lot of people can make them from 3D printing, which is something I've started adding to my website. So I have got 10-gram ones, which I will be printing up more of those next week and selling the 30-gram, which is what this weight is, 3D printed. 30-gram Turkish spindle, pulls apart the exact same as everybody else's. Or you've got this one, which is about 45 grams. So there's a difference in the weight of them, but what it does help is if the lighter your spindle is, and I've touched on this topic before, the lighter your spindle is, the more finer you can get your yarn. Okay. Same goes for this. If it's a little bit heavier, you can still get a fine yarn, especially once you start getting used to the rhythm of it all, but you'll probably find it'll end up being a little bit thicker than it is there, all depending on your spinning skills. Okay, so there we go. So as a general rule, you want to get some wool, and traditionally it's not done with a leader yarn. Just get yourself a clump of wool. This is just a bit of a bat that I used from doing a blending job the other day. And you want to draft it out and then start to twist it, okay? Before you even go any further. Don't worry about how thin or thick it is. You want to start twisting so you can start making a rope, because you're going to do a half hinge knot, which is literally just twist it round once and then loop it over the top of your shaft. So you need to just twist and draft. So you've got enough fibre to create a bit of a length to get you going. So I'm literally just twisting that fibre, okay? Now I'm going to twist, and there's quite a bit of energy in it, but don't worry about that too much. Now I'm going to twist it around, and it's going to sit like that on the second half hinge. Joe. Half hinge, Joe. It's a bit hard to explain. So when you're doing it, you're going to twist it around your finger, and then you're going to put a loop through. Okay, you're not knotting it. Put your loop through. Okay, and then put it over the top. I'll do that again, so you can see it's quite hard to do in midair. So you're going to twist your fibre up as much as you can, just to give you a start, and imagine it being like your handmade leader yarn. And then I'm going to push that through there, Oh, this is really, bear with me, fiddly is what it is to get started. So I now have a little half hinge knot that will sit over the top, the shaft of my spindle, and then it'll go. So when I undo it, that loop will just come undone. But I want this loop because once we've got so much yarn done, we're going to replace it down the bottom here. So that's why I've left quite a bit of a length here. So then I'm just going to make sure that I'm twisting my fibre in the same way. I'm going to put my remnants over the top so it doesn't get twisted. And it's exactly the same as spinning a spindle. All the difference is the winding up. Okay, so I'll do this again in a minute, and if you find doing a half inch knot quite hard to do, especially when you're first starting out and you can't quite get the texture that you, the tension in the fibre, you can apply yourself a little leader yarn, which I've done on the other spindle. So I'll stand back and I'll just keep spinning this, just like you would if you were using a Turkish spindle. As you can tell, this is not going to be a very long video, but you just keep twisting it like you would. You twist it from the bottom. Well, some people twist it from there, but I find it easier to spin it from the bottom. And do it a bit more until I've got a fair amount of distance. Okay, so I've got a lot of energy going up into that now. Now, what you want to do is get your thumb and your finger, and you're going to do this figure of 8, twist and twist, twist and twist, twist and twist. Okay, so it's a figure 8 or a butterfly. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. Now I'm going to loosen off my half hinge. Okay, oh, and get that off the shaft. I'm going to try and loosen it a little bit more. There we go. So this loop now should fit at the bottom of my shaft. There we go. And I'm just going to tighten that up a little bit there. And then it's going to come out of the way, back up through here. And I'm going to loosen it off a little bit more. Now, you're going to twist it around your finger. Okay. And there you've got half a knot. So it's quite hard to do this from this point of view, but what you're doing is you're getting your finger, you're twisting it around, so you've got, it's literally just crossed over the top of itself. Okay, and then I'm going to hold that coming from behind. So it's wrapped around my finger, I'm going to twist it around, and I'm going to put that over the top. Do you see there? Okay, so I'll do that again. So you start off with a loop knot, and then this is a half hinge. Okay, so going from, twist it around your finger, go in from behind, go in, twist it around your finger, go in from behind so it sits over the top of your shaft, and then just gently twist it round. It's literally 2 pieces. We'll do it again in a minute, okay, because I've obviously got to adjust it anyway. So from that point, okay, is where you're going. I'm just going to undo this, and look how easy it is to undo. Ta-da. So I've got all this on here on my fingers now. I need to unwind it. So what you do is you're going over 2, under 1. Under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2. Can you see? So these arms here. So again, I'll do that again. I've just come, where are we? There we go. Under 1, over 2, under 1, 1, 2, over 2, under 1, and I'm coming to the end now. So this is a lot easier to do the half inch. So I've got to that point, there's my fibre in my hand, this is the last piece of my strand, and I'm literally going to twist my hand. Can you see this? We've got this cross of fibre, going to come in from behind that, and then I've got my knot. So I've started to wind on my little turtle, okay, and now I'm going to spin some more fibre. So I'm just going to ever so gently okay, so Joe's not perfect. It seemed like a good idea when I came up here this morning. Right, so if that happens to you, you want to just unwind an arm or two, okay? Come down and do your half hinge. So just grab your thumb, pull down, twist it over, and then, hold a second, get rid of that lump, it'll be easier. So coming down here, and then I'm going to twist that over, okay? And then I'm going to come in from behind. There's probably an easier way to do this, but when you're in front of the camera trying to do it, it's quite hard. And give yourself a bit of a strand, and then connect that, okay, by just doing what you would normally do. So just balance it against yourself while you wait for it, so you don't lose too much of the twist. And it should, there we go, reconnect itself. And I'm just adding a little bit more energy into that twist there, because you've got two joins together, just like you would do if it was a spindle. A bit more energy in there, and then draft out a little bit more. There we go. And I think that's enough for now. I'm going to do my figure of 8, so twist my hand over my finger and my thumb, okay, and then I'm going to undo my half hinge, and again I'm going to go, I've just come under one, I'm going to go 1, 2 arms, under 1, 1, 2 arms, under 1, 1, what? Crikey, Joe. Don't make it easy for yourself. 1, 2, and under. 1, 2, and under. Okay, so you don't want to make yourself, you don't want to leave yourself too short a length of yarn when you do this. So again, I'm just going to twist my hand around. I'm going to do this. There's easier ways of doing this, Joe. There we go. So my thumb, my fingers there, come in from behind, because the two fibres are crossed over. So you've got one behind and one in front, but I want the shaft of the spindle to go in behind, so that they will create a twist, not a knot, but it's a twist of yarn. Okay, so I just prop that against my side while I just draft out a little bit more, and then remember which way you're spinning, and then you just keep going. It feels a little bit weird because I've been playing with these 3D printed ones the last couple of days, and they're a lot lighter in weight. So it feels quite heavy to use this. So I've got a fair whack there, and I'm going to do my figure of 8, twist my hand around and around and around until I get back to the shaft. And I'm just going to take that loop off, going to flick that over the top, and then do the same again. So I came from an under position, okay, and 1, 2, and under, okay, then 1, 2, see that you've got one arm, 2 arms, and back over, and you'll start creating a crisscross on the top. So again, underneath, under 1, over 1, 2 arms, and under, over 2 arms, 1, 2, and under 1 arm, 1, 2, and under. And I've got enough to do one more, so I've come under, and then it's 1 arm, 2 arms, and under. So it's this one and this one. So I'm going under this, okay, and then I'm going to come back over the top, and then I go over that one, up, and then over that one, and then back under. So it's 2 arms. So count 2 of these for every one under, and you'll start to see this crisscross start to evolve at the top of your yarn. And then I'm going to go back again. So I've got my fibre tucked here, so I've got my finger here, and then there's my back yarn here that's holding, and then I come back in from behind, come in from behind, just pinch that with your finger if you need to. It's very naughty. And I'm just going to spin some more. Right, and spin it towards myself. That is the anti-clockwise direction that I'm spinning it in. So if I wanted to apply it later on, it's going to be in a clockwise direction when I'm applying the little centre pill ball that you create from the little turtle. There we go. I'm just going to put a bit more twist into that, and I'm going to do my figure of 8, and I'll do it close up this time. So I go like that, and like that, like that, like that, and I keep doing it, and it looks like little butterfly wings or a figure of 8. Back to the shaft again, loosen that off, and just pop it right over the top. Okay. Right, so I started off with the under. There you go, under. And then I'm going to come over that one, and I'm going to come over that one, and then I'm going to come under that one, and then I'm going to go over that one, and then under that one. Okay, I'll do it again. So I'm under, and I'm going to come over 1, over 2, under 1. So so I'm going over it again. So I'll go over 1, over 2, and then under that one. I'll do it from the front. 1 arm, 2 arms, and under. 1 arm, 1, 2 arms, and under. And you just keep that repeatedly. Okay, so I'm just going to draft out a little bit more fibre, do my little half hinge. Let's see if we can do this right without it cocking it up as usual, Joe. So use your forefinger and your thumb, your wheels in your hand, so you're literally grabbing it like that, okay, and I'm going to put my thumb down the back, my finger there, and then I'm going to twist that fibre from my finger over in front of the one that my thumb's got a hold of, and I'm going to come in from behind and create a slip knot. That was so much smoother. Well done, Joe. Right, so I keep having to remind myself that I'm spinning this direction, which is not my natural way to spin, but for some reason that's how I started. There we go. What I like about the drop spindle in comparison to this is I can actually twist the spindle using the side of my leg, but you can't quite do that with the Turkish spindle. These for me are more about portability. If you're going away for a weekend or something like that and you don't want to take your big spindle because you've not got much room. Right, so again, so there's my fibre all ready now. So I'm gonna, my thumb, my forefinger, and my fibre is in my hand. I pull it round from the back to the front of my thumb. Then I get my index finger and go like that, like that, like that, and create a figure of 8 loop all the way till I get back to the shaft, and just loosen off this half hinge knot. It's easy enough to do, but it's not something I do a lot of, to be fair. Right, so again, we go back and we started, you have a look, see where you started off, which mine was the under, which is generally how it'll end up being. And then I'm going to go over 2, under 1, 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 and then we've got a decent length left for doing my half hinge. So again, you fluff your thumb, your finger, come in from behind, make sure you've got enough length, come in, there we go, there's the, see that, like a half circle, but it's not quite twisted. So what you're going to do is pop it over the top, and there we go. Okay, so I'm going to take this fibre off here. Well, I'll leave that on there. This one are my 3D printed versions. I've got a lot of colours of these in the shop at the moment, and I'll show you. It literally just pulls apart as you would expect. There we go. Demonstrations. I do apologise everybody today. She's such a klutz. So there you go. You got your 3 pieces. Okay, it's 3D printed with a plat that has been made from a recycled cornstarch, and then it goes, slots in together, goes in. And with mine, don't do that way because they created like a whole skeleton on the inside. So I just literally push it until it creates a resistance and doesn't want to go anymore. Now, if you don't feel confident when you're first starting out with drafting your fibres to getting you going, not that length that you need anyway, and you're new to this, then I would advise get yourself a really thin piece of string. That's probably about a lace weight, right? And do a half-inch loop down the bottom. So I've got one length of string and I've tied a really little tiny knot at the end, okay? And then I get my spindle, see the loop there, and then this loop, the one with the knot in the end, and I thread it through like that, just like you would do if you were on a spinning wheel. But if you've not got a spinning wheel, then that's all you have to do, and there you go. It will catch down the bottom, and it's a good way to start before you start if you're brand new to spinning and you just bought this, so you don't have to spend out a lot of money. So again, a half-inch knot. So I've got a hold of the string in my hand. I'm going to wrap that piece around there. I'm going to wrap that piece around there, and then I create this loop, see? And I go to the back of it, and then I bring that down over the top, and it's in place. And then these, it's not a massive groove in comparison to my wooden one. Okay, the wooden one looks slightly phallic, whereas mine doesn't. It's just got a tiny little groove in there which will hold your fibre in place when you're doing your half-inch knots when you get going, okay? So from that point now, I've got my leader yarn, and I'll just grab a little bit of fibre. I'm not going to use a lot. Just give it a little bit of a draft out and get it started. Now I feel a little bit more confident, me personally, where I feel like I can now start with my little draft out loop and spin my spindle. It'll take a little while because obviously I'm using an extension, a third party, to help pull up the draft up there until I feel confident that I can do it myself. And there we go. Okay. So now at this point, I'm going to give it an extra twist just to make sure, and I'm going to do my figure of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down. Undo the half hinge knot from here, and I'm going to do the same again. So I'm going to wrap it around 2 arms, 1, 2 arms, and under 1, and then over 1, 2 arms, and under. and again 1, 2 and under. And generally I would say if you're going to be winding it on, stick with the under, not the over when it comes to you want to do your loop next, right? So I've just come from that way. I'm going under and over 2 arms and then under, and I want enough that I've got my own fibre that I've just spun to do my 1/2 inch, and then I can see if I'm getting my tension right. Okay, so literally there's the yarn around my thumb, it's around my finger. Try and tighten this up a little bit more. There we go, there we go. So again, the fluff's in my hand, there's the top, the bit of yarn that I've been spinning up. I'm now going to come in that 1, 2 and in from behind. Just hold that in place with my finger for just a bit of confidence. Okay, and then I'm going to spin that just like I would do if I was spinning on my drop spindle. These have got a little bit of a wibble on them until you start to fill them up with a bit of yarn, and then it helps center them. Okay, I've used the day glue, the fluorescent green one, so you can see what I'm doing. Right, so again, figure of 8 or a butterfly between your thumb, crisscrossing over behind your finger, and keep going like that. Undo your little 1/2 inch knot at the end, and then repeat. So over 2, because I know I started with an under because that's where I'm parking it, it's where it's stuck, it's got a bit of rigidity behind it, so that when I go to do the 1/2 inch, it's got some strength, some stability, it's not going to wobble off anywhere. Okay, so I've just come from underneath there, and now I'm going to 1, 2, under 1, 1 arm, 2 arms, under 1, 1 arm, 2 arms, under 1, under 1, 2, under 1, 2, under. Okay, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1 arm, over 2 arms. And I think that's about it. So I'm still at the under here, and I'm going to go back up into my fibre. I'm going to do my finger, my thumb's got the yarn wrapped around it. Can you see exactly how I've gone? We've got that there, and I'm going to come in behind it where the fibre's behind and the finger one is in front, and there I've got my 1/2 inch knot. There we go, see that? Okay, so now I can carry on spinning. I've got quite a bit on there now, so I'm just going to keep doing that. That's me doing my twist all the way up, undoing my hinge on the top, and back to, it started with an under, so I'm here, under here, okay, and I'm going to go over 2 arms, under 1, back out, over 2 arms, under 1, over 2 arms, under 1, and then just keep repeating that process all the way until I've got the ball covered. So I'm going to go and pop off. I'm going to get this spun up into a little turtle, and I will show you what to do next. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've got to a point in my little turtle crisscross, and you want it to look like this, so it looks like a little crisscross eye. And your fibres, when you're spinning them around, will start to line up against each other, and you create this like kite effect, essentially. So if you've been doing it right, you should be going under 1, over 2, and you want this fibre to sort of just line up around that. Do you see what I'm doing? You want your fibre to line up on against the last one that you wound around, and then you're going under 1, and then I'm coming back over, and I'm gonna try and get that so it sits. Now this is the bit I'm getting to now. It's starting to slide up. It doesn't want to sit perpendicular to the fibre I've got. So what I'm going to do next is start essentially a new row. So this is the bit that I was going to go under. So instead of this time going under 1, I'm going to go under 2 arms. Okay, so 1 arm, 2 arms, then I'm going to go over 2 arms like I would normally do. But this time I'm going to bring the fibre over next to my shaft. So this is the back one here is where I've just gone under these 2. Okay, there's 1, there's 2 here, and I'm going to go back over, but I'm going to let the yarn sit against the shaft, and I'm going to start building from that 1 fibre, and then I'm going to go under 1 again as usual, and then I'm going to go over 2 and just sit up against that shaft. I'm going to come under 1, and then I'm going to go over 2. Okay, and I'm going to keep doing that as I would do normally. So if you're going to start a new row, because your fibres are starting to slip down and not line up properly, if you get a little bit weird like me, you want to start a new one. So instead of just doing under 1 arm, you're going to go under 2 arms and then carry on until you fill up that section. Okay, so I'm going to go over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, again under 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, and then over 2, under 1. So I'm going to spin a little bit more, and then we'll get this little ball off, and then we'll have a look into doing a little bit of ply quickly. Okay, there we go, just keep doing that, and you'll see the fibres lining up. See, this is my new section here, and you can see the fibres sitting side by side on each other. That's what you're wanting. That's when you know you've cracked it. Okay, so over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, under 2. There we are. One more I think I can get away with. 1, 2, and 1. There we go. So now I need to create my little half inch. So again, behind my thumb, over my finger, create this little loop effect at the back, but it's not a knot. Look, so when my shaft goes through there, it holds it in place. Again, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, there we go. See those lines? Look how that sits like that. I'm going under 1, and I'm going to go over 2. It's quite hard when you're not facing it. There we go, and I'm going to come under 1, and I'm going to come over 2, and then under 1. You want to really twist it as you're going around, but when you're trying to do a demo, it's quite hard. It's quite hard when you're doing it like this. And I'm going to come around, and I'm going to go around there, and then going to come over 2, and then I'm going to go back under, and I think that's about it. So I'm going to leave it on the under. Right, so just for talk's sake, you're finished. Good. Just put that around the top there a minute. So what I want to do now is take my shaft out. Okay, so I'm going to peel away this excess fibre now. I'm going to take that off the loop at the top. I'm going to finish off winding it around. No, it's under 1 over 2. Under 1 over 2. Okay, so what you want to do is just gently pull out your shaft. If you've got a little leader on it, it'll be stuck on there, so just be careful when you do that. Okay, next time you're taking your thinner bar. Okay, if you've got a wooden one, it's this one here. This one you can tell straight away it's a lot thicker because this is the one with the hole in it. The thinner one's the one you want to take out. So I'm taking my thin one out, and it should just pop out. Then you take your other one and you just ever so gently you end up with a little tiny ball of wool. Okay, so because I've got my leader yarn on, it's pulled out my middle one. Okay, the one that if you were using it without a leader yarn, it would be wrapped around the bottom of your shaft, but with the, I've put the leader on it so I can find it really easily. Now I'm just going to loop these two together, and I'm going to where the original fibre is sat inside my leader yarn, I'm going to tuck this outer side, the one that I've just like wrapped around the top of it from the outside. So I've got the interior yarn from inside when I first started, and I've just looped the exterior yarn into my leader yarn. So much easier when you use a leader yarn. Okay, so I'm just going to do what I would do if I was doing it on my drop spindle. So I'm going to put my spindle back together again. So insert the thinner piece into the bottom piece, and then thin shaft up the top, push that through, put my hand over the top until it resists, so you feel like a little click. Right, now I'm literally going to just wrap this piece around the bottom, and I'm not going to worry about a 1/2 inch on the top of it. Look, I can do that here. So once again, get my thumb and my finger, give myself a bit of space. It's where it gets fiddly. Right, so Joe, think how you're doing it. Think how you're doing it. So my hand around, okay, put my thumb over, put that there, and then twist that. So over my thumb, over my finger, coming through the back, and then twist that. There's my little ball. I'm going to hold on to that ever so gently. And now, because with this I twisted in the clockwise direction, I now want to twist in the opposite direction, in the anti-clockwise, okay, which never comes naturally to me. And I'm just going to spin that energy to go up this leader yarn, so it starts to go up into my yarn that I've just spun. And it won't really need a lot of energy in there, because it should, if you've got a really good twist in it, it should all start to spin up together. And this is actually easier to do. See, it's all just twisted together. All just twisted together. There we go. So I'm just going to take this off the shaft off the top, and the same old, I'm going to go on over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, up, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1. The exact same way as you did it to start with, but this now you're actually plying the yarn onto the spindle. Okay, so now I'm getting to the bit that I've just spun up and plied. Okay, and I'm stopping at the under one, and I'm going to do my 1/2 inch around the back. I've done it the wrong way, Joe. Back way. Back, back, back. See? There we go. And then just pull these two strands together. And it's because, as long as you've not wound it too tightly, you should end up with a lovely ply. And the energy of those yarns will do the job that they need to do, because you've put in enough energy. And then again, do your butterfly twist with your hand. You will get quicker as you get used to it, okay? And look at that, all that plied yarn. Really, really simple, really effective, and it can be quite quick. And what these little spindles are really great for, it's not just spinning wool, you can spin all sorts of fibres on these. Have a go, see what you've got in your stash box. So it's under 1, over 2, and you see how I'm layering that next to the other one. Under 1, over 2. See, like that. Under 1, over 2. Can you see how the fibres are lying next door to each other? Under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, under 2, oh, under 1, over 2, under 1. And I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to, my fibres are in my hand, I'm going to put my fingers out like that again. See how it's not even a knot, but I'm coming in from behind it to create a half hinge knot, or a slip knot really. The slip knot's the one that I did with this one, because the loop will just come straight out of it. There we go. I've done it again. I've gone the wrong way again. My natural go-to. My natural go-to. And it should really, if you've got enough energy in there, it should just keep spinning itself. There we go. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a tweak. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and stop. There we go. And I started off with an under. I just find it easier to make sure you make a point of starting, always stopping at the under and starting from the under, so you know that once you stop and take it off the shaft, it's 2 under, okay? Under 1, over 2, 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 under 1, over 2. And then this time, because I've got about half a ball of wool left, what I'm going to do now is the under 2, over 2. So see how they got that crisscrossing effect going on. So I'm going to go under 1 and under 2, and then go back towards the shaft and do the same thing again, under 1, over 2. And I'm just going to create my half hinge there, and then spin it towards myself because I'm plying. So going in an anti-clockwise direction because I spun the wool in a clockwise direction. I need to make sure that I do it in the opposite. There we go. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really, really quick, no drafting, easy peasy. So because I started off with this new one, so I started with a under 1, over 2. So I'm going back towards the shaft again, under 1, over 2, 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 line them up lovely, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2. Okay, I've got enough left over to do my shaft, so I've literally got me wrapped around my thumb, get it around my finger, coming from behind. See how I'm coming from behind? You've got this gap here. I'm coming from behind both those strands. If it's a little bit fiddly, just use your finger, and there you've got that half inch knot. And then turn it towards myself because I went in the opposite direction last time, and just finish off plying off. I've got a little bit left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back up. Okay, so under 1, over 2, 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 under 1, and over 2. And you can see that square shape or a cat's eye starting on the top, okay, and under. And because I've got so much yarn left now, I'm going to change the direction of the layout again. So I'm going to come on under 1, under 2, okay, and then back over 2. So there's one there and there's one there. So I'll do that again. So I was doing 1 under, 2 over. Now I'm going to go 1, 2 under, okay. Then I'm going to go over 2. So there's 1 there and then 1 there. Back over to the shaft again, and then start again. Under 1, over 2, under 1, under 1, over 2. Where has that gone? Do you know? There, yeah, I was right. So over 1, 2, under 1, over 2, under 1. And I'm just going to finish up. I'm going to bring it back a bit because I need to do a half hinge and get the last of this fibre plied up. Okay, towards yourself, Joe. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is the last of them now, okay. So where did we get to? So we're under, and we're going over 2. We're going under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, hold on a minute, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, and then over 2 and under 1, and that's it. There you go. You have now a plied ball of wool on a Turkish spindle. And when you finish with that, once you've got the yarn all plied, I'll let you pull your shaft out, take your skinny piece out first, take your larger piece out next, and then you have a little dinky ball of wool that you can go and stick to one side, and it's done. Or if I wanted to save it for like spinning projects, I've got these little yarn ball winder things, dead easy to use, and I literally just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can store these up. And if I wanted to use them for weaving samples, oh, go away. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then back over that way. If I want to use these for weaving samples, then the little bit that I have spun up in a collection, then I've got it stored away. It's not getting in a model. The cats are not getting a hold of it. Not that they would anyway. I'd kill them. No, they are. I don't have to worry about the cats. It's that dog of mine. It's that pup of ours. So there you go. One plied ball of wool. Oh, nicely tucked away on my little ball winder. There's my leader yard still attached to it, and that's easy enough taking off. So I just give it a little twizzle back, take the fibres off, and there we go. And then I've got a little groove in there. I'm just going to store that away for another time, and that's it. One little ball of wool. Didn't take too long, did it? Ignore Joe's incompetence today. So yeah, these, I have got a selection of these Turkish spindles, all different colours. I'm constantly printing them off at the moment. Just give me a second, I'll just grab a couple samples of what I've got. They are making their way slowly but surely onto the website, these ones. Okay, I've got some solid colours, and I've got some neon ones. I've got this lime green. I have got neon yellow, fluorescent glow in the dark yellow, which is just off the printer. But I'm also selling them in these new spin sets, which are absolutely perfect. I'm going to be stocking these from now on the website. Okay, so you've got these handmade bags with a little charm on the end, and inside these bags is a set of 1 yard niddy noddies with a matching spindle, 30 gram weight, matching the same, they come off the same print element filament, see that? Okay, and they also come with at least 150 gram bat. Some of them are 135, some of them are 132, some are spot on 130. So these, I'm selling them on the website at the moment. So if you want one, go and grab one. Whenever they come off, whenever one sells, I'll make a new one up to go on there. I've got some Grinch fabric that I'm using for the fluorescent ones that I've got printed off at the moment. So there's some new ones coming on next week. So yeah, you can go and grab one of these. They are £39.85 on the website at the moment. You'll find them in the page box that says Christmas Advents Fluff Rescues, spin sets and weave sets. Okay, so that's where you'll find them. You will find them on the website, not a problem. If you can't find them, drop me a message, or you can find me on my Instagram. It's the easiest way to get me at the moment. I don't currently have a chat box on my website. So yeah, there we go. That's today's lot. So these 30 gram Turkish spindles. As I say, I do have some mini ones. The little one is 10 grams and it's dinky. This one, in comparison to that, they're 10 grams. These I'm selling on the website as an introductory price at the moment. They're £8.50, but they will be going on the shop for £9, the same price as my niddy noddies. And I am debating whether to put them as a set of a spindle and a niddy noddy. If you want one or you want matching set, drop me a message and I can arrange a little bit of a discount, because they are £9 each alone. But as a set, I was going to put them as £16.75 for a set. But yeah, these little ones will be making their way onto the website soon as well, and these will be £7.50. Really cute, dead dinky, 10 grams. 10 grams in weight, and they spin even quicker than those ones. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Sorry for the haphazardness. Honestly, I've had toothache for the past part of 2 weeks, and I've got an infection in my chin, so I'm not quite with it. But you'll catch me this Saturday on Instagram live chat. Watch out for email going into your Dropbox. If you're not receiving your emails from me, please go and look in your spam inbox, because that's where it's probably gone. I've only got X amount because I'm moving from the old platform to the new platform. I genuinely have only sent out 27 emails last week with a discount code for this week for VIP subscribers to the website, because I've lost my 300, 400 subscribers. So if you're out there and you haven't been on, had a look at the new website, go over and subscribe. Please do. There may be a box that says that you're happy to receive advertise an email, which is my emails. That is my emails, and you want to tick that box if it does come up, because there are a couple of people that saying they're not receiving them. I've looked and it says they're not accepting marketing campaigns, which is my emails. So, or the email that you sent when you first subscribe, it should pop up in your email box. So yeah, there you go. So take care of yourselves. I am doing a festive virtual market on my Instagram on a live chat in a fortnight's time. So it'll be the last weekend of November, and I'll be doing it on the Sunday, probably about 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I will be showing you all the wares and things like that, and showing you my art bats and any rovers I might have, the 3D printed items, everything that I have in stock. I'll be doing a little demo of everything, answering questions and queries, taking bats out of bags so you can have a proper look at them, and hopefully some new little bits and pieces to add to your stocking fillers as well. I'm just waiting for some things to evolve first before I actually divulge what it is. Anyway, so watch out for that. There will be a newsletter coming out about that hopefully this weekend. So if you haven't already subscribed to the new platform, not the website that you used to see me, but I've moved over platform hosts. I'm no longer with Wix, I'm with Squarespace, and I couldn't take all the details with them. So you have to go back over to my website and go and resubscribe. All right. So that's it for now. I will be doing another discount code at the beginning of December for anybody that's late to the party for Christmas presents. These spin sets, if you're wanting it sent to an alternative address in the UK, let me know, drop me a message, and I can arrange that, no extra cost because you would have paid the postage on it anyway. But also I will gift wrap it for you with a card, a gift card on the packaging, to send to somebody else as a present, especially if they live so far away from you and you can't just drop off a present. So I'm quite happy to send them as a gift wrapped item, or if you're wanting bats and you want to send it to a friend, let me know if it's going to be a Christmas gift and the alternative address within the UK. That's it for definite. I am definitely going off. I need to go and edit this video now, and I can smell my soup cooking for my dinner. Oh, I can't wait. So take care of yourselves, it'll be good, and I will see you next Wednesday's live chat at 12:30, or you can come and join me over on Instagram this Saturday as usual at 12:30. Bye for now. Be good, be careful, and go and have a go. Just go and have a try. If not, you don't want to spend a lot of money, come over and see me and buy one of my little Turkish spindles. Take care. Bye for now.